having one of those days today where I'm just feeling great, really. I'm so happy to be living here. Feel great to be back in the city. And right now I'm on my way to go catch up with my mate Marc. We're going to go have a couple of beers and talk about what it is that's so special about this place that keeps us coming back. What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Welcome
good.
back.
Feels good to be back.
Feels good to be back. Want to grab a beer?
Always down for a beer.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It's good to be back in the land of smiles with ice in our beer. So I wanted to come catch up with Marc today. You were back in Canada for how long?
I was gone about 2 months.
Right, I was in Australia for just under a month. It's good to be back, and today I wanted to get together and just chat about like what it is that's so special about this place that keeps us coming back, basically. So I guess the first question is, when you're back in Canada, what did you miss most about Thailand?
Good question. I think I could go into the regular cheesy stuff. I miss the temples and the people and the culture. To be honest, I miss the affordability. In Canada, it is very expensive as of now. So every time you walk out of your house, you're going to be spending minimum, I think 100, 150 a night minimum. So you're walking into a restaurant. I'll give you an example. I went with my cousin. We had 2 beers. I had 1 poutine, and it was $80 Canadian, which would come out to like 2,000 baht or more in Thailand. So I think I'm missing affordability. I miss like just the fact that I can go out and eat and have a meal under like $5. In Canada, it's not happening, right? So
yeah, I had a $25 hamburger one night.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even good. It's not like a good burger. It's just like that's what you pay for a burger.
Oh, and of course, my girlfriend, my cat, and all my friends here.
Of course.
I didn't forget you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then now that you're back here, what is it about there that you wish you had here, or what do you miss about Canada living here in Thailand?
What do I miss about Canada? Absolutely nothing. No, I'm kidding. There are some stuff. I'll be honest. I think the top 2 right now, as of now, in Thailand, I'd say fresh air. Back in Canada, when my girlfriend would be telling me about the air quality in Thailand, she'd be sending me like pictures of 165 AQI, which is horrible, and I'd show her a picture of about 5 or 10, which is
Beautiful blue skies, right?
Beautiful blue skies, fresh air. You just feel great when you walk out the house. The other thing I'd say I miss about Canada is driving. See, if I were to rent or buy a car here, which I've been thinking about doing, to go to my girlfriend's in Saton from Nana at this time now would probably take me 45 minutes to an hour. Meanwhile, in Canada, to get from Montreal to Ottawa, I could probably do that within an hour and a half or hour and 50 minutes. So the freedom to navigate easily and quickly is, so I miss driving.
Yeah, I just rented a car, so I just rented a car. I went down to Koh Samet for the weekend with my girlfriend, and it was my first time actually driving in Bangkok, and I was like, it was great to be behind the wheel of the car. I was driving the whole time I was in Australia because I love that too. It's my first time driving here. It's a little bit stressful at first, especially in the city. But once you get out of the city, it's great. And it's so nice to have the freedom to do that.
Yeah, I miss that for sure.
And then for me, the thing that I miss about Australia living here is just like the little interactions that you have every day. So if you walk into a convenience store or a gas station or a servo, as we call them in Australia, you'll have these little like back and forth with the person. G'day, how's your day going? Yeah, good. Oh, the weather's shit. Whatever it is, you just have these little like back and forth conversations that I don't experience here. And you go into a cafe and they remember your name and just the usual for you today, Adam. Like these little things are quite nice, and I miss that here. I feel like I go to the same restaurant every day here, and like I don't even know if she remembers me, sort of thing. So they're the things that I miss about there from living here. So now that you live here, you've been here for what, a year and a half?
Year and a half, yeah.
What is the biggest challenge to make the move out here or moving out here, what's been the biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge is actually making the move. Like when I was in Canada and I was watching Keis One on the TV and thinking, you know, one day I'll do that. I think it's actually having just the balls to get out and do it. So selling your stuff and doing all that. But I think the biggest challenge too is once you actually get serious about coming here is figuring out your visa situation. So you figured out yours, I figured out mine. And until you do that, you're sort of on edge about, you know, am I gonna be able to stay here? Am I gonna like get denied on a visa run and stuff like that? And I have friends in Pattaya right now that are been here for like 2 years and they're still doing border runs, and I can tell they're on edge because they never know if they're getting back in, right? And they've got like, you know, girlfriends and you know,
a life here.
yeah.
But sorry to cut you off, as I told you before you moved out, or maybe just when you moved out, I'm like, just get here.
Yeah.
And like you'll figure that out.
Yeah.
And there's always a way to make that happen. I mean, you're on a long-term visa now. I'm on a long-term visa. I mean, there's visa agents. There's tons of options out there to cover all things. You know, if you want to be out here as a digital nomad, they've now got like the smart visa and things like that. So there's ways that you can stay here. I think making the decision to move here and packing your bags is the hardest part, right? That's what
it's saying bye to the comfort of your hometown, your city, your friends, your family, and just saying, I'm going. And that's it's been a beautiful process, and I enjoy every moment I'm here, right?
So I know why you love Thailand. You know why you love Thailand. Do you have a hard time explaining that to people back home, or do people have misconceptions about why you want to live in Thailand? Do you get stupid questions from people?
Absolutely. To be honest, there's at least 3 misconceptions that people have, and I'll talk about like, you know, general ideas that people have about the place. Like, what happens if you get hurt in Thailand? You know, they've got like bad health care and you'll be like, you know, you'll be in a really bad situation here. And it's, you know, it's really not true, to be honest. I've been to Bumrungrad hospital in Bangkok, and I've been to the public hospitals that cost a lot less. I've been to both, and I've been treated like a king here, to be honest. And compared to Canada, where I went with my mom lately to the hospital, where we waited a long time. Last time before coming to Thailand, I waited 16 hours in a hospital, you know, waiting room to see a doctor for a small thing. Meanwhile, in Thailand, when I walk into Bumrungrad, it's like, you know, they pull out the red carpet. I've got like 3 girls on me, like taking my pressure, checking my waist, the height, the whole thing. And it's quite an experience to be in a hospital in Thailand and actually seeing what good healthcare is. Yes, Canada is free, but free comes with a cost, and the cost is time. And in Thailand, for $40 at the public, you know, hospital, I get seen. I'll give you an example. I go in, I create a new membership. I walk into the hospital. Within 15 minutes, I see the doctor. 15 minutes later, I'm having a lung scan. 5 minutes later, I'm having the results. Within an hour, I have the medication. I'm back home.
Yeah.
Like, and in Canada, that is like a 24-hour
full
process.
day, yeah.
Or more.
The same,
like for the lung scan, they might schedule me a week later.
Yeah.
Like
the last time I broke my wrist, I think I was in the waiting room like 8 hours until I got like an X-ray.
Yeah.
And then you go somewhere else, and then you go somewhere else. Whereas here, like, you're in and out, and like really nice service along the way too.
So people have like that misconception that just because you're in a Western country that everything is better, but it's not necessarily true. Another one that I get often is like, oh well, you know, and like I heard like the food is not great in Thailand, that the meat just hangs out in the air like you might have seen in Cambodia. And well, I've been to Klong Toi Market, and it's not far from the truth, depending on where you're going. There is so many great Western restaurants. If you don't want to eat Thai food and you're scared of all this stuff, you can eat Western food here till your heart's like, you know.
And I've never been sick. I've eaten the sketchiest looking street food.
Yeah, like
never been sick from street food.
So like family and friends are like, oh, you're eating that oily junk every day. I'm like, no, like there is a macro. I can go to something called a Costco back home and get fresh chicken, fresh vegetables. I can cook myself. I can go to a nice dinner that will cost me below $15 that will be excellent. And yeah, so I get that, like, oh, you're eating bugs and that meat that's hanging out in the air, and it's not the fact. Bangkok has something for everyone here, and especially good food.
Yeah, right. I mean, look, they're not terrible stereotypes. Like, people always say, oh, you go there for girls, or you want to go meet lady boys, or like whatever the
Yeah.
stereotype is. There are a lot of negative stereotypes that come across with Thailand, and people sort of jump on those. It's good to hear that the ones you've experienced have not been like that. My family's all traveled quite a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
They've been here, so they're not like that. But there are other people that I'll speak to, like, oh, you're there for the lady boys. Like, yeah, great joke, bro.
Well,
Like,
I had 3 points, and the third one is that the
Oh,
lady
okay,
boys.
okay, you
The
do
lady boys
experience
is the number one thing I get all the time. It's like I'll be sitting in a bar and like, oh, where you been last? I've been in Thailand, and always, without a doubt, there's gonna be a ladyboy joke. There's gonna be like beautiful ladies in Thailand, but they're all ladyboys, which is far from the truth. Yes, there are ladyboys, but not every beautiful woman in Thailand is a ladyboy. And whether you watch it on a reel or a picture or anything from content on the internet, go through the comments. You'll see
oh yeah,
mega
yeah.
loads of
Comment
ladyboy
section is
comments.
terrible.
Yeah. So
I can relate personally to that. They're definitely a popular misconception, and it's just whatever. If you've been here, I'm sure everyone watching this video, you've been to Thailand or you know about Thailand, so you probably experience the same things, and you know, like, it's just whatever. It's just a stereotype. So living here in Thailand, there's no denying there's a lot of temptation here. I mean, we both live right near the party district, the Asok Nana area. How do you avoid the temptation and stay on track and stay focused?
yeah, well, we've touched down on this on the last video, and
Things change.
yeah, things change. But I'll be honest, like the first time I came down, like I said last time, you gave me the 2-week millionaire, Bangkok, Pattaya, the whole works, and I got to see like, the whole party scene. And then I went back home, and I came back, and yeah, I still go out with my friend Martin, sometimes with you and Rob, whatever, and have a beer. But I feel like now that I'm back and I'm on a more serious visa, I feel that now I know that I'm here for a long time. Like, this is my home now. It's not just like I'm here exploring. This is my home. Thailand is my home. And for me, I need to realize that like not every night is a party night. Like, I can't be at Space Plus on a Monday, wilding out. And well, I could health-wise, and for a bunch of reasons, I work, and I can't be doing that. So it is tempting, and there's always someone texting me, whether it be friends or the guy that from Canada or from the UK that I bumped into at lunch, and they're like, oh, tonight. For them, it's new, right? They're just here. They're having their first time. They want to party out, and they've got a guy like me or you that know the place, and we could show them a bunch of stuff. And it's tempting to do so because it's fun, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you realize that you're here living, it comes down to basic: staying fit, getting good food, staying healthy, and making a living, right?
You're not here on holiday, right?
Yeah, so it's just different. Like, if I were to go back to Canada, come back in 6 months and say, hey, I'm here for 2 weeks, I'll be balling out, right?
Let's go. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just, I think the more time you spend in Thailand, the less that you'll be tempted to, ball out and do all these crazy nights. I'm not saying that they're never going to happen. Once in a while, why not? But it's not like a 7-day, bender in Pattaya.
Like every day, yeah. And I think that's the hardest thing, is to separate yourself from that. So I did not succeed at that at the beginning when I moved to Korea. And I came here knowing that, and it was much easier. And I think you came here very educated, right? You didn't just come here on a whim. Like, you came here very educated about Thailand and the whole process of moving and living abroad. So I think you knew going in that this is something you need to be aware of and steer clear of.
Thanks to YouTube.
But it's so easy to fall into that trap, and like you said, people text you, so I have to say no to my friends. All the time people are like, hey man, I've just come over to Thailand, like, let's hang out. I'll be like, I'm sorry man, I can't. Like, I've got to focus, I got to work. Today may be your holiday, but it's a Tuesday for me, and I'm working, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend, I'm staying home, I'm not doing something every night. So I do, like you, go out occasionally, but not all the time.
We have to realize that this is our home now, and it's not just a party district.
And
so.
it's okay to go home at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock.
Or not go out at all. Like go out.
I can have like 2-3 beers and then go home at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be an all-night thing.
Sometimes it is. But.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It doesn't need to be. Thank you so much. Be sure to check out Marc's channel, Passport Marc.
Yep. Just got monetized,
Just got monetized.
making 50 cents a day.
There you go. But soon there'll be no remote work. Just cashing those YouTube checks. He did the Keys 1 course. That's why he's so good at
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Have some more beers.